Hello, I am Rahna. Welcome to Town Planning classes. In this video, we are starting with second module of Town Planning subject. Module 2 mainly contains two parts. First part deals with urban roads. Urban roads contains planning principles of urban roads, classification of urban roads, bypass roads, outer and inner roads, expressways, freeways, types of street systems, precincts, etc. And the second part is mainly deals with the traffic management. That contains the topics traffic congestion, traffic control, road junctions, classification of junctions, road accidents, traffic signals, traffic signs, markings, lightings, etc. So let's start with urban roads. We know the urban roads play an important role in the overall development of a city or a town. For the development of a city or a town, it is essential to have a proper communication channel. The urban roads or road infrastructure provides the best means for communication. That means communication between men or then conveyance of goods and materials between various centers of town, etc. are facilitated through the traffic systems. So a well structured traffic system should be essential for the overall development of a city or a town. The urban roads play an important role in the development of town or a city. The road or street plan is considered as the foundation of town plan. Efficiency of urban roads is greatly influenced by the urban infrastructure of roads together with public services. Now we can see the objects of urban roads. These are the three main objects of urban roads. First one, to facilitate communication of men and materials between the various centers of the town. Roads provide easy way of communication for men between the different parts of a city or a town. Second one, to provide air and light to the properties situated on their edges. While considering the abutting properties, the roads provide an open space. This open space will provide enough air and light for such properties situated near the roads. Third one, to provide space for public utility services like water mains, drainage pipes, electric cables, telephone lines, etc. That is, the roads are the best space for providing public utility services like water mains, drainage pipes, electric cables, etc. That is, for example, we can see the electric cables laid on the sides of roads. Following are the requirements of a good city road. First one, it should accommodate amenities such as shady avenues, parking places, enough lightings, etc. That is, the roads should be facilitated with enough lightings and it should accommodate enough space for parking, etc. Second one, it should afford safety to the vehicles and pedestrians by provision of measures such as footpaths, traffic signs, etc. Traffic signs at suitable points should be installed. Then footpaths of desired width should be provided on the sides. Third one, it should be cheap and durable. That is, economy of construction should be moderate and should it properly work for a long time. Fourth one, it should be resting on unyielding soil. That is, the soil where the road is laid should be of firm one. Fifth one, it should have good alignment and visibility. Sixth one, it should possess easy gradients and smooth curves. The gradients and curves should be smooth so that the driver can take the vehicles very easily. Seventh one, it should possess well-designed junctions. That is, the junction should be designed well so that it would reduce the congestion. Then it should remain in dry condition. The overall performance should be such that the congestion of traffic is brought to the minimum possible extent. Then its wearing surface should be impervious and impermeable to the rainwater. The rainwater falling on the surface should be easily drained off. For that, we are providing camber. Camber of desired width should be provided. The figure shows camber and types. Camber means raising of central part of the road than the edges. First one we can say sloped camber, second one a parabolic camber, third one composite camber. It is straight and combination of straight and parabolic. Factors to be considered while designing a town road. Following are the factors which are to be considered by a town planner while designing a town road. There are 4 factors. First one destination, second one importance of roads, third one nature of traffic, fourth one use of road. So first one destination. Destination is the point or areas which are connected by a road. That is to be studied with respect to their capacity of attracting traffic. Second one importance of roads. The overall importance of a road with respect to the surrounding roads is to be ascertained, and accordingly the facilities and dimensions are to be determined. The dimensions of roads are to be designed on the basis of the importance of the road. Third one nature of traffic. Probable traffic to be carried by the road is studied with respect to its intensity, peak periods, type of vehicles, parking facilities, etc. That is, the nature of the road should be studied according to the peak periods, type of vehicles, intensity, parking facilities, etc. Fourth one, use of road. The probable use to which the road is to be put up for maximum period during the day is to be estimated. Normally, 2 to 3 decades are considered for studying the use of road. Next one, classification of urban roads. The urban roads are classified into the following 5 categories on the basis of their importance and use. First one, arterial road. Second one, subarterial road. Third one, local roads. Fourth one, streets. And fifth one, pathways. We can see in detail arterial roads. The roads which connect the town to a state highway or a national highway is termed as an arterial road. It passes within the city limits and carries great masses of traffic between different parts of the town. The arterial roads includes ring roads, bypass roads, etc. And they allow free movement of fast traffic at high speeds. These roads are also kept clear of all obstructions such as frontages of buildings, parking places, loading and unloading areas, etc. The arterial roads have the following 3 purposes. The movement and safety of through traffic, that is, the traffic moving beyond its point of origin are facilitated. There is some economy in construction in the sense that only arterial roads are designed to carry heavy traffic and the other type of roads are provided to carry light traffic. The through traffic is not allowed to pass through the residential areas, hence the discomfort and danger to the residents of such areas are minimized. That is, the arterial roads do not pass through the residential areas. This is a representative figure showing arterial roads. Second one is the subarterial roads. These roads are also known as the major roads or secondary roads. They are contained within city limits and they connect important town centers. These roads serve slow moving traffic over short distances. The intersections on these roads are provided with suitable traffic signals. Suitable traffic signals should be provided at the intersections, and mainly the subarterial roads serve slow moving traffic over short distances. They are also called as major roads or secondary roads. They are contained within city limits and they connect important town centers. This is a representative figure showing subarterial roads. Third one, local roads. These roads are also known as minor roads. They collect traffic from various parts of the town and lead it to another minor roads or major road. These roads give access to abutting properties and importance is given to the non-vehicular traffic on these roads. The local roads are not allowed to touch or to come in contact with the arterial roads, and the two are separated by a bridge and one goes over the other. So local roads never come in contact with the arterial roads. In such cases, we provide a bridge and one goes over the another. The local roads also known as minor roads. This is a representative figure showing local roads. Fourth one, streets. A road which serves the needs of an internal portion of a local area is known as a street. The portion to be served may either be residential, commercial or industrial. The design of a street is made after considering the purpose and use of the portion to be served by the street, and special attention is paid to the social, commercial and other requirements of local community. The streets are designed to serve the social, commercial and other requirements of a local community. This is a figure showing street. And the final and fifth one is pathways. These are also known as pathways. They are in the form of accesses leading to individual shops or premises. The vehicular traffic is not allowed on pathways. This is a figure showing pathways. Next topic is through and bypass roads. When a through road or a main road passes through the congested portion of the town, there is a sharp reduction in the speeds of vehicles and the smooth flow of traffic on the through roads is seriously obstructed. To maintain easy flow of traffic on through roads, bypass roads are constructed. Bypass roads are also known as loop roads. The provision of bypass roads results in the reduction in traffic through congested area of town, and thus chances of accidents are minimized. So, by constructing a bypass road, the congestion on through roads are minimized. The main function of bypass roads is to reduce the congestion on through roads. This shows through and bypass roads. The circled portion shows the congested area of town. So by constructing a bypass road, we can reduce the congestion on the through road. This is how a bypass road is constructed. Next topic is outer and inner ring roads. The object of an outer ring road is to divert from the town all the through traffic which has no business in the town center. It is a type of bypass road for traffic approaching the town from all the directions. All classes of wheeled traffic will be admitted on the outer ring road and the pedestrian should be excluded. The outer ring road should be maintained clear of all existing development, and it should be so designed as to compensate for a longer route by unbroken passage and high speed. The object of an inner ring road is to divert from the town center all the local traffic and the other traffic which has no business in the town center. Such an arrangement will relieve congestion of traffic in the town center. The inner ring road should have minimum junctions and it should afford a faster passage than that on a direct road through the town center. This figure shows outer and inner ring roads. The inner ring roads divert the traffic from the town center through radial roads, and the outer ring roads divert the traffic through the approach roads. This is an example for outer and inner ring roads. The center shows the airport capital. Surrounded by it there is inner ring roads, and the yellow colored outer road is also shown in the figure.